We're rolling with it, Saundra.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're back here live from the FPA NorCal conference in beautiful San Francisco, and I have with me Saundra Davis. And Saundra is the founder and CEO of Sage Financial Solutions, and I know you're going to be up on stage in a few hours, a little later today.
Yes.
And I'm really excited for your presentation. We were talking a little bit about that offline.
Yes.
Tell the audience what you're going to talk about.
So I focus specifically on ensuring that we communicate well with the people we serve, right? So irrespective of who your clients are, whether they are high net worth individuals, lower income individuals, whatever, that we have the skills as professionals to meet people where they are rather than try to force them to be where we think they should be. So my talk today is called How to Listen So Your Clients Will Talk. And the reason that I do what I do is when I first got into this field back in 2004, I was hearing about these non-compliant clients, right? Clients who wouldn't implement the plan. They're paying all this money for the plan, and then it sits on the desk. Back then it was paper, right? It sits
I call that the most expensive coffee table book you're ever going to buy.
Exactly right. I
Yes.
love that. Can I use that?
Please.
Okay. So that's what caused me to go this route, right? And so I started learning about what was the behavior that was causing people to appear ready and then not take action. And so I studied, what people call behavioral finance, but more just human behavior. How do people behave when it comes to their money topics and what's under it? Because I believe there's always something under it. So if I have a limiting belief, there's something that's related to that limiting belief that keeps me from living well with my money. So I get to explore what that is.
All right, that's interesting. And you could tell we're live here because they are doing some kind of construction back there for the next event. So bear with us. And we're really putting the noise canceling to the test with these microphones. I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
But that's really fascinating. So what did you find out? So what and I'm trying to use the words that you just used because it was interesting how you phrased that. Someone who seems like they're ready, but they're not.
Yeah, so one of the things that I learned very early is called the trans-theoretical model of change, and it's by James Prochaska. And, this is widely used in all kinds of addiction work, in behavior change work. And some people are using it in the financial space. And what that means is that people might come to us when they're actually in contemplation. They're thinking about changing, not preparation, where they're actually ready to change. So there's pre-contemplation, not even thinking about changing, right? And it's not even on my radar screen, to contemplation where I'm starting to think, maybe I want to do something differently. And then we get into preparation. And that's when financial professionals are really best suited. Now the rub is they come to us often when they're just thinking about it. And they think we can solve it for them. And the rub is we can give them an amazing plan. And if they don't execute, nothing changes.
That is so true. That's a great thing. I can't wait for your full talk later today. And that's why I love being at this conference. You just get so much good information. But as an advisor, and for the advisors in our audience, this is so common, right? People are like, I'm ready to do this, and now I've hired you, now I'm good, right? I was like, well, you got to work a little bit with me here, right? I need some data points first, and I need you to take some action on what I propose.
Right.
So what are some tips to help us advisors get our clients to engage?
Okay, so hold on to your seat.
Here we go.
You ready?
Let's go. I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
Don't start with data points.
Oh, no? Okay.
No,
What do I
no.
start with?
You start with real discovery, and I don't mean discovery as in gathering data, right? So when I train people, I train them to separate the discovery meeting from the data gathering meeting. And
Okay.
and the discovery is, who are you and what matters most to you? And when you're living with your money in a way that honors your values, what does your life look like? And more importantly, what does your behavior look like? So once I've done that with you, once we have the plan, and I don't do the plan, right? So you all are doing the plan. Once there's the plan, then we can say, okay, what are the actions you are ready, willing, and able to take? And what are the things that you're not ready to do yet? So I don't want my client to lie to me. I don't force them to lie to me by giving them a lot of things to do that they may know and I don't know that they're not going to do.
That's really interesting. So help me out here. So what's a good starter question to help me get who this person is before the data points?
Yeah. So I'm pretty basic when it comes to the questions. What's going on? What are you here to address? Why is it important now?
Okay.
And if we start there, then I can get a sense of what's really going on. Because when people come to us, they're coming to us as their expert, when the fact is they are their own expert in their own life. We are the experts in the financial topics. We know the stuff, but they know them. They know what's going to get in the way. They know what's going to cause them to use that as a coffee table book rather than as something that they actually do. And then often financial planners will fire them, right? Well, it's a non-compliant client. I'm firing them. They're not adhering. Are they better off with you or without you? And if they're better off with you, what adjustments might you have to make to be able to serve them well?
Fascinating. So I'm a big fan of B5, behavioral finance, and this is the first time I think I'm hearing it within this context, which I think is really, really excellent.
Yeah, it's different than behavioral finance,
Yeah,
right?
I could say.
It's very different. And so I'm a master coach, a credentialed master coach, not just somebody who labeled myself coach, right? I actually
Someone who was
do
a bank
this.
teller yesterday, I'm a
Yeah,
master coach today. Okay.
No, I actually am
Yeah,
a
yeah.
master coach. And so there's language that we use, but then the main thing is we hold the client in perfect positive regard. That means if I don't believe you're capable of doing the things that you need to do, then I haven't really earned the right to work with you. So I have to first trust that you can do what needs to be done to get where you want to go. Now, you might need my information, and I've got that. But the fact is, if you don't take the steps, nothing's going to change.
All right. Saundra, I think that's a perfect place to wrap it up for today, and I can't wait for your presentation in just a few hours.
Thank you so much. It's
Thanks
great
for
to be
joining
with
us.
you.
It was great to have you here. Okay, so this is, again, just an idea of what you get when you come to these types of conferences, especially the ones at the caliber of the FPA Northern California. It's really been spectacular. I go to a lot of conferences, and I have to agree with Michael Kitces, this is one of the best ones.
I would
and
agree.
speakers like you is a big part of that.
Thank you so much.
You bet. All right, so stay tuned. We're halfway through the day here. This is the final day of the conference, and I've got 2 or 3 more segments coming down. They're equally fantastic. We'll see you in about an hour. Thanks for joining us, and thank you, Saundra.
Thank you.
Okay.